Hello, hello. Whether you're just waking up in the morning, hanging out on your lunch break, or if you're settling in after dinner, thanks for stopping by and having a cup of coffee with me. I am your virtual barista Depresso, but you can call me Press, and thanks for stopping by my debut stream. Well, I guess it's okay. I guess it's really not a stream. It's pre-recorded, but I don't want to edit it. I want it to be very like feel very live, but I may or may not have already messed up twice, and so this is my third take. But third time's the charm. Thanks for stopping by. We'll keep it quick, but I wanted to just give you guys a little bit of information about me. And so I put together one of my favorite things in the world, and that thing is a PowerPoint. Give it up for PowerPoints, everybody. If you're gonna swing by here at any time, get used to seeing them because I like making shitty PowerPoints. It's one of my favorite things to do, and I hope that saying shitty doesn't trigger the YouTube algorithm and get me shadow banned. Fingers crossed. But anyway, I'm Depresso, that's me, and this is Getting to Know Your Virtual Barista. And so a little bit about me, we already touched on my name, but again, you can call me Press. I feel like Depresso is kind of a mouthful. And my birthday is November 23rd, which just so happens to be National Espresso Day. What are some things that interest me? Well, you'd be shocked to know that I am big into coffee. I have my own espresso machine, and I'm constantly working on perfecting that craft. That's a really fun hobby. You'll probably hear me gloat about it a couple of times. Just nod your head and pretend that you care, and then eventually, we can get back to the regularly scheduled streaming activities. But I also really like sports. I like Pokemon Nuzlocke. I should preface that while I like Nuzlocke, I'm not very good at them. I think I've only beaten like one ever, but it feels really good. It feels really good when you beat one. And so, you'll probably tune into me playing a couple Nuzlocke every once in a while. And Valorant and Fortnite were the first games that I played when I built my PC all the way back in 2020. And so those will always hold a special place in my heart. And I'll be playing those a lot on stream as well. But in terms of like single player games, I'm a really big Zelda nerd. I read a lot of manga. I really like One Piece and Kaguya-sama. Those are like two of my top favorites, but I'm actually reading not a manga, a manhwa right now. I'm reading Tower of God all the way through. And that one's really good as well. That one's really fun. And then obviously, since I'm here in front of you as a VTuber, I obviously really like VTubing as well. And I feel like whenever you bring this up, everyone always wants to know who your favorites are, who your Oshi is. And while I feel like I could probably spend hours talking about all of the different VTubers that I watch and all the different communities that I'm a part of, I feel like it's better if I just sprinkle that in as we go along throughout my streaming journey here. But there is one that I do want to give kudos to, and that is my one all-time favorite, Seno. So I was watching VTubers a little bit before Seno, but Seno is really the one that took me down the rabbit hole, specifically the HoloLive and the Holo Stars rabbit hole, and it's just been a really great community to be a part of. It's been a great way for me to practice my Japanese skills by tuning into her streams. And so if you notice in my model, you'll see two different color eyes on me, and that's just kind of a nod to Seno's design as a little bit of a thank you for getting me into VTubing. And a couple of the goals that I want to accomplish, first and foremost, my main one is just creating a space where people feel accepted and comfy. I think that VTubing is a really special place to be. And the communities in VTubing are unlike any other streaming communities that I've been a part of. They feel very inclusive. Everyone is very accepting. And so whether you're already a VTuber fan and you're just looking for another place to hang out, or if somehow you stumbled across this and you're not a VTuber fan, but you kind of want to see what it's like to be a part of that community, I'm hoping that I can kind of be that beacon for you guys and just kind of be a place for people to come and hang out and de-stress from the world. We talked about it a little bit too, but I want to hone my espresso skills. So again, you may see me tweet something out where it's like, oh, yeah, I just pulled the perfect shot. Just nod your head, say, wow, very cool, Press. Just continue to pretend like you care. It makes me happy. And then, I'll do things that probably interest you more on stream. I won't bore you with the espresso pulls or any of my lattes on stream. But another thing I really want to do is get into latte art. And so you will see me gloat if I make something really cool. I do want to improve my Japanese. Like I said, I practice by listening to Seno and by watching Sencho's streams. But I think that I could probably sit down and listen to a Japanese streamer and maybe understand about 20% of what's going on. And that's with rewinding the VODs. So I still have a lot of ways to go. And I'm not going to practice writing kanji on stream or anything, but I think that at least doing some like Japanese lessons would be a fun activity. So you might see me do something like that every once in a while. And I want to improve my art, specifically to write a manga or a light novel. I'm writing both forms right now, but to be honest, I feel like my art's not good. And so I feel like my art isn't good enough to supplement the stories. And so you won't see those for a while, but I might do like art improvement streams where if you promise not to laugh at how bad I am, maybe I stream my learning process and we can get better at that together. And then eventually I want to start covering songs that I really like. It's not something that I'm super comfortable doing right now. I live in an apartment and I have neighbors, and so I get really shy when I try to sing, but I used to sing all the time. I went to a couple of state competitions, but ever since I graduated college, I really haven't sang seriously. It's mostly just been screaming in my car. And so now I feel like I've lost all singing talent. And so eventually I'll get it back. But for a while, you won't hear me cover any songs likely for a little bit. But eventually it is something that I want to do. And then let's wrap it up with this stream schedule. I do want to debut on this week. I think this video is going to come out on Sunday the 18th. And so if you are watching this on the first day, then tomorrow, Monday, May 19th, is going to be my first ever stream. We're going to be playing Fortnite at 7 p.m. EST, and then a day off, and then Valorant at 8 p.m. EST. I know it's a really bare schedule for someone who's debuting. I didn't want to wait any longer, and I had originally actually planned to play the Ace Attorney series this week as well, but I had some stuff come up over the weekend, and so I'm not going to be able to stream then. So we're going to push Ace Attorney to next week. But again, I didn't want to wait any longer to make my debut. This has been a couple of months in the making, and I'm just really excited to get started. I have a model that I'm really happy with. I commissioned this background from a really talented artist, and I'll put their name here. I found them on Fiverr. But yeah, I'm super excited to get this all started. And so I didn't want to wait any longer, and I don't want to keep you guys here any longer than I have to. So thank you guys for checking me out. If you're ever interested in stopping by and seeing what the live streams are like, you're more than welcome. But other than that, have a great rest of your day. The doors to the cafe are always open, and so feel free to swing on by. See you later, everybody. See you around.